Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Burnie Railway Watch. I received this watch for free from the Burnie official store on AliExpress. I don't have to send the watch back, but you know the deal by now. That's not going to sway my review one way or the other. The retail price for this watch is about $86 US, but you can see already on the listing, if you click the link down below, the final price during the 11/11 sale will be $62.50. So that is a really impressive price to hit. I'm very happy with that. That's really just a great price for this watch in my opinion. The watch is offered in 4 different colorways. The blue and the green look to be very dark blue. It almost looks like there's 2 options, but there are blues and there are greens. They're just super dark. And then you can get this white dial in this silver case that you see here, or kind of like a gunmetal color case. And then you have options for straps, as well as the Melanese mesh bracelet. So lots of options to choose from. I think you're going to find one you really like, but I really do think this white version is the one to go for. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, a push-pull crown, a screw-down case back, 50 meters of claimed water resistance. You can get them on, like I said, on a canvas strap like this or on a Melanese mesh strap. And the watch is powered by the Miyota 8215 automatic movement. So this is a brand new watch, or maybe it's like a version 2 of one of their best selling watches from last year. They just kind of updated it. It looks a whole lot better in my opinion. And I think it's really worth your time to check this thing out if you like the style. It's a really nice watch, especially at the sale price of $62. So I say we get right into the review. First, do a wrist check for today. Got the Megalith Chrono. Review for this one will be coming up on the channel pretty soon. Yeah, let's get to the dimensions. Got a diameter of just under 40 millimeters, case thickness of 11.7 millimeters, 22 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip 47.5 millimeters, and on the supplied canvas strap, it weighs 69 grams. So I think it's a pretty good size. It's a little bit bigger than I'd like. I think the 22 millimeter lug width, maybe a little bit of a mistake. I think 20 millimeters would have been a lot better fitting. It looks a little wide on the strap. I'm just going to say that. It doesn't look bad. I think just the 20 millimeter would have been a little bit better, but it does wear pretty good. You can see here, it's got a decent amount of curvature to the lugs as well. It's not overly thick or anything, so I think it wears pretty good. So I say go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and you can see it wears pretty good. It's not overly long for its size, and yeah, I think it wears pretty good. It's a little wide on that 22 millimeter strap, like I said, but otherwise it's wears good. It's comfortable. You do have nice turn down to the lugs, as you can see right there, and I think it looks pretty good. And getting out in some direct sunlight, that's the main issue right there, is that it does get washed out a little bit, but for the most part it is very legible and not really an issue. But yeah, when you do hit the sunlight directly like that, I mean it's pretty tough to read, just because there's no AR coating on it, and I think the white dial also doesn't help. So but other than that, it is perfectly fine. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? All right, let's go throw it on some straps. And here we are on a black rubber strap. Should give you an idea of what it'll look like on leather and other materials. But yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good just because of the black hands and the black indices. I think that looks nice. What do you guys think? And you can see the dial is actually glowing here. It's a little bit green. Yeah, it's the lume on this thing's kind of crazy. But yeah, that does look pretty good. I'm going to go throw it on my limited selection of 22 millimeter straps, and we'll get back to the review. And here we are on a green Tropic strap, which I actually think looks okay. Not my favorite, but yeah, it doesn't look bad. And lastly, here we are on a 2-layer nylon strap, dark blue. As you can see, it still wears really good, even with 2 layers underneath it. It's been a very comfortable watch. It wears pretty well, I think. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You can actually see that dial just kind of glowing. It's not even a sunny day here, and it's just glowing. It's crazy. Yeah, it looks really good, though. Very cool. What do you guys think? All right, let's go back inside, and let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing on this thing. And the case finishing is pretty nice. It's kind of what I've come to expect from Bernie. It's not perfect, but it is really nicely done. You have a vertical brushing on the sides of the case here. Not my favorite type of brushing, but it's, you know, pretty well done in this case. Getting up real close there, you can see it's nicely done. I see no issues with that. The tops of the lugs here are again vertically brushed, and then you have a circular brushing on the bezel itself. There's no polished surfaces that I was able to find. I think it looks pretty good, even in between the lugs there. They did a pretty nice job of brushing. So yeah, I see no real issue with that. The crown on this thing, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's a fully polished crown. I think they could have done something with this just to make it blend into the case more. It's not signed or anything like that. It's a very off-the-shelf crown, I'll say that. And yeah, it's not my favorite part of this watch. Flipping it over to the case back here, you have circular brushing on the bottom of the lugs, circular brushing on the case back itself, display case back. We'll test that for sapphire in just a moment. But then you got your typical spec sheet around the outside here, and everything's done really nicely. Just your simple notches to get a tool in there. Yeah, no issues with the case back. It is a very comfortable case. I've got no issues with it. So visually, my only real issue with the case is that the lugs, they kind of flare out. I'm kind of curious to see how wide these are. So we get 27.6 and 27.9. So it's a very slight flare, but I did notice it right away. It kind of looks funny. If anything, just make them straight or taper them down towards the bracelet, in my opinion. But again, it's just a very minor thing that I noticed, and it kind of throws my OCD a little bit. So I just wanted to mention it to you guys. But otherwise, I think the case is perfectly acceptable. Definitely acceptable for the sale price, even the retail price. It's nicely done. All right, let's test this thing for sapphire. Front crystal is sapphire, and the back crystal is sapphire. So that's nice to see. You've got a sapphire on the front, sapphire on the back. Just a dead flat piece of sapphire. No anti-reflective coating. Doesn't sit above the bezel at all. Just a tiny chamfer around the corner there. Yeah, it's fine. I've got no real issues with it. It does get a little bit washed out from time to time, but it's really it's about what I expected for this price range. It's not bad at all, but it's definitely not a highlight of the watch. All right, so let's talk about the dial. We'll get real close to this dial here, and you can see it's non-textured, non-glossy. This is a fully lume dial. You might get glimpses of the green tinge of the lume. Really, really cool. I will pop up a lume shot in a little bit. But yeah, nicely done. Really nice, thick, dark, glossy black painting for the indices and for the hands. Really nicely done. Again, also a red lollipop there. I thought that was kind of an odd choice, but looking at the original watch that this is an homage of, they do it the same way. They stop real short of the minute track, which is kind of odd to me. But yeah, I can see why they did it this way. Yeah, it's a design decision that definitely bothers me, but I know why they did it. I can't really knock them at all. But I would like to see a little extra stick on the end reaching all the way out. But yeah, that's just me. The hands themselves are really nice and big and bold and glossy. Nice size too. The dial on this thing looks great. You've got the new Bernie logo here. Let me know what you guys think of the logo. I kind of like it. Yeah, really nice and crisp printing on this lume dial. It looks great. Black minute track. It's ultra legible, super easy to read. And super easy to read at night. So I'm going to pop up a lume shot right now, and here you can see it against one other fully lume dial I have in my collection and another watch. And yeah, it does pretty good. It's not quite as good as the San Martin, but it's definitely impressive. It's got daytime, you get that daytime glow in the shadows. It's really impressive, the lume on this thing. All right, so let's talk about the movement on this thing. So I'm going to pop up the time graphic shot here, and you can see how this one's been running. And it's been running okay. No real issues with it. It is the Miyota 8215, 21,600 beats per hour, about 40 hours of power reserve. This one hacks and hand winds, so this first position is hand winding. Pull it out to the second position. That is your date function. and then pull it out again. And this one is hacking. So that's nice to see that they added hacking on this one. Yeah, sometimes these A215s don't come with hacking. This one does. Yeah, it's a fine movement. It's definitely not my favorite movement. And the thing that I don't like about it the most is the rotor whirl. Flipping it over real quick, I will show you. They do have the Bernie shield on the rotor, which is a nice little touch. But yeah, so the rotor whirl, see if I can show it to you right there. That thing will just keep on spinning. You can feel it on the wrist, you can hear it, and it's just not a great feeling when you're wearing it and you can hear it winding like that. That's really my only complaint about these movements. Other than that, though, they're great, they're accurate, they're reliable, and I've got no problems with them. Now let's talk about the strap on this thing. So the strap on this is actually pretty decent. It does have quick release pins, which is a bonus. 22 millimeters all the way down. It's a good size. The more I wear it, the more comfortable it becomes. It was a little stiff out of the box, but it has since softened up a little bit, and I think it's good. I've got no major issues with it. You've got a floating keeper here. You've got a stationary keeper. It's got pretty cool look to it. I'm not a big fan of these leather patches here. But other than that, I think it looks pretty cool. This one's got a PVD buckle with the Bernie logo on it. Pretty solid buckle, but you know, you can tell that it's a pretty cheap buckle, but it's not flopping around or anything like that, so I can't take away any points. Yeah, it's a decent strap, but you're probably going to want to throw this on something else. But it is nice that it does have quick release. I do like that. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. But yeah, it's an okay strap. It's not one you're going to want to throw away. So there you go, guys. That is the Bernie Railway Watch, fully loom dial, $63 on sale at the 11/11 sale. That's a crazy good price, and I think you guys are going to like it. So if you guys are interested in this, head down to the link in the description. That is a affiliate link. I really do appreciate you guys using my affiliate links. These 11/11 sales and these other bigger sales, they drive enough revenue to get a whole bunch of watches in. So yeah, it's really appreciated that you guys are here helping me, keeping this channel going. I'm trying to get some interesting watches that not a lot of people review. And so yeah, every little bit helps. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, let's keep on going. I think that's about it, though. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.